Why is it that when you have a tight, sore psoas muscle at the front of your hip, that stretching just doesn't seem to work? It's because stretching doesn't fix the underlying cause. So today I'm going to show you 3 exercises that address the 2 root causes of this problem to fix your psoas for good. When you sit all day, yes, your hip flexors become short, but more importantly, they become weak. A weak muscle struggles to do its job, and when a muscle strains to do its job, it becomes tight and sore. So strengthening your psoas, especially if you focus on what's called the eccentric part of strengthening, is the first thing that you should be aiming for. Let's start by strengthening the top part of the psoas motion. Strengthening a muscle can take a while, but just getting some blood flowing through the muscle as you use it can give some people instant improvement. Set up by standing facing an open doorway with your hands on the doorframe. Then on the side of your tight psoas, lift your knee, hold for a second, very slowly lower your knee back down, touch your toe on the ground as far back as you can comfortably reach, and repeat. Don't round your back as you lift your knee though. Keep a small arch in your lower back the entire time. If it hurts a little bit at the front, that's okay, as long as it's less than 2 or 3 out of 10. If it's more than that, don't lift as high, and watch the video linked below to make sure that there's nothing else going on in your hip. If you find that motion too easy, start adding a bit of resistance with your hand as you lower your knee. Repeat until light fatigue 3 times a week, or twice a week if you add the resistance with your hand. Next, we strengthen the lower part of the psoas motion. Strengthening the muscle from its longest position also acts as a dynamic stretch, so this can sometimes provide quick relief too. Begin by lying face up at the end of a bed, holding the knee of the pain-free side right up towards your chest, and allowing the leg of your tight psoas to hang freely. You may feel this stretching your psoas. Then with a bent knee, lift the hanging leg to a roughly vertical position, and then very slowly lower it back down until it's hanging freely again, and then repeat. Keep the other knee as close to your chest as you can comfortably, and keep any discomfort to less than 2 or 3 out of 10. If it's more than that, reduce how far you lift up and lower down, or stop completely. If you find it really easy to do 10 of these, then do it with a straight leg instead. Repeat until light fatigue 3 times a week, or 2 times a week if you do it with a straight leg. Lastly, we want to fix the second root cause of psoas tightness, and that's a lack of muscle inhibition. You see, every time we use a muscle, the nerves in the body loosen the muscles that work in the opposite direction. So if you work and strengthen the muscle that extends your hip, your glute maximus, you inhibit and loosen the muscle that flexes your hip, your psoas. Here's the simplest way to do that for long-term results. Lie face up on a firm surface with your knees bent and the heels of your feet placed just out of reach of your fingertips. Then push your feet slightly away from your body, lift your body to create a straight line between your knees and shoulders, and very slowly lower yourself back down. Keep pushing your feet away from you the entire time to minimize how much you use your hamstrings and to focus the exercise on your glutes. If it's a bit hard, just don't lift so far. If it's a bit easy, do it on one leg at a time. Repeat until light fatigue 3 times a week if you're doing it on both legs, but only twice a week if you're doing it on one leg at a time. Some people will feel great within a few days of doing these exercises. Other people might take a few weeks, especially if their psoas is really weak, so just stick with it. Be aware though that there are other things like impingement, labral tears, and even arthritis that can give you symptoms at the front of your hip. So to make sure that your psoas is really the issue, make sure that you watch this video next.